Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Sabers, and today another update video for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, website RolandSabers.com where you can find my finished products and sound fonts. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the link in the description below. So here we have a Shadowfoil Youngling Slayer. This is a very unique saber. There's several Anakin Episode 3 lightsabers out there, and this one seems to be a bit different than the common Anakin replica. The customer here is a good friend of mine. I've known him for about 2 years. We met via the Saber community. We talk accuracy and stuff all the time. Basically, he wasn't very pleased with a lot of the Anakin replicas out there, whether it was the button system or the finish, whether it was all chrome or certain things weren't fully chromed. And so this one seemed to meet the mark as far as accuracy goes for him and functionality. Now, this was installed by Shadowfoil, so I'm not claiming anything of that, but the customer did want me to code it, telling Anakin's story. And if you know me, I code Anakin's story on a lot of sabers before, but this one is very unique and very different, and very special to me especially. Normally, when you code Anakin Episode 3 and show the progression, you have kind of two ways of coding it. You have one where you can go and show the progression of Anakin all the way from, Episode 3 till, Vader. He turns to Vader, and then it continues through and has Vader sound fonts moving forward after he turns to the dark side. Or you can follow the Graflex, where it goes from Anakin, turns the dark side, and then it transfers over to Luke, and then it follows Luke until he loses it, Empire Strikes Back. And there's a debate if you want to include the sequel sound fonts or not. With this one, he wanted to go further than just starting with Anakin Episode 3. This one starts with the original Star Wars Clone Wars, with the not TCW but Clone Wars. A lot of people don't know what that is, ironically. And then he goes through TCW, which is the Clone Wars, and then to Episode 3. And the Episode 3 sound font, I did something a bit special on that as well, and I'm very excited to show that off. But basically, the customer here, my friend, wanted me to hold on to the saber for a few weeks, so I guess it's been more than a few weeks now. But basically, he wasn't sure if he was able to receive the saber by the time he purchased it and when it was going to actually ship out. So he had me hold on to it for a while, and of course wanted me to code it ahead of time. But yeah, so this is kind of the finished product. Now, there are a few problems with this that I ran into, which I'll go through. The customer, Chris, is already aware of this. But you've got a very sturdy chassis here. You've got a pixel connector there. You've got two buttons. This one, which is on the back of the copper, and then this one is underneath the bunny ears. This one is a pogo pin connector PCB, and I'll go into that why I'm not a huge fan of that. You've got a crystal chamber, which is really nice, and then you've got a 3.9 Proffieboard, which is coded the latest OS. You've got a removable battery system, negative and positive, and a kill switch, and then a 28mm bass speaker, which is very loud and very, very nice. Such a fingerprint magnet when you think about it. Since all of it's chrome, instead of just the top and the bottom, it's very much a fingerprint magnet. A few things to note is that I found that the button system did not work very well, at least the one underneath the bunny ears. The buttons with the PCB wasn't making good contact and was extremely finicky. I even took it apart and took out the PCB and put it back in and tried a few things. I even tried gluing it down so it was constantly in one place, and it still did not work. I also believe that it actually ended up causing the button to ground out somewhere because the screws for this section of the thing went through deeper and actually made connections with the PCB. But yeah. So one of the first gripes that I'll talk about that I end up changing with this saber is that the button system. Now, originally you'd have the two button system, power and aux, which was really nice, and I do like how the buttons are initiated with this. But the problem that I don't like is the PCB pogo pin connector for the button underneath the bunny ears. This was extremely finicky, and it was to the point where I couldn't use it. It would sometimes be very reliable, and then sometimes it would just stop, and it was almost completely dependent on whether it was the chassis orientation or the inside pogo pin PCB, button PCB. And I had tried multiple things. I tried tightening it down. I had tried even gluing it into place, and it didn't end up fixing anything. So I'd recommended to Chris that it be coded for one button, and so it's just using this back button here, which I like anyways, a bit better than the way that it normally set up under the button underneath here. And that's what we ended up doing. The other thing, which I'll show you when it has the blade in it, is that this here is that this here, once you put a blade in, is extremely wobbly. And that's just tolerance problems with the blade holder compared to the hilt itself. So that's kind of it as far as my little gripes go. Moving on to the saber itself, I have coated the crystal here.
Obi-Wan? Yes, sir. Give you orders to follow me. Yes, sir.
As you can see, I've coated the crystal to do a heartbeat whenever the saber is off, and then when the saber is on, it'll just stay on. An audio flicker, it does have an animation effect for on and off, but yeah. So it's a very easy operation. It has a, basically not a J-lock system, but it does have a peg for alignment, and then you do screw this in, and this basically compresses the chassis so that you have full tactileness. So yeah. So without further ado, let's put in a blade and show you off the fonts. Alright, so we have a 27-inch blade here in the studio. Now Chris also has a very small blade as well, so it's been coated accordingly, about 108 pixels to be exact. So yeah, first up we have the prophetic one. Basically, this is a sound font you can find on Etsy. I forget the maker's name. Chris has bought it and supplied. I might also note that Chris has supplied all the sound fonts for this, which was really nice. I was able to just manipulate and play with them, basically. So yeah, overall, very nice font. This one is unique because it has a dual color changing effect. Basically going through, and in the Clone Wars series, he fights Ventress, and that is how he gets his scar. And in that episode or scene, it starts raining. And so what I wanted to do was I wanted to get in a rain blade in here. And ironically enough, you can't do that as a secondary blade in the FET263 library, so I had to go through and actually make the custom blade style itself to go through that for dual phase, which was actually pretty fun. Nothing terrible about it. And then, yeah, so we've got the other thing worth mentioning is that you'll see that this light blue, this is the deep sky blue, as he wanted Anakin's to slowly progress the sound fonts, the darker the sound font blue, or I guess the blue color got. So as Anakin started turning the dark side, the darker the blue it got. So this is just a prequel rotoscoping blade. But yeah, featuring one button, so very simple, just press for blasters. Hold down for 2 seconds, let go. Force effects. Of course, you do have gesture features, twist on and twist off. Hold and swing for multi-blast. Yeah, you have it, tap once more. Now for color changing on this, as mentioned before, you have a rain blade, which just has the spark dent, or I guess not spark dent, rain dent. You can see that a lot better here. Now, I did make a custom track for it as well. I combined a few tracks to kind of make this one. So you have the normal rain effect, rain font, and you have the one with the sparks on it, which fits very nicely on this sound font. Yeah. You also have tons of quotes on here. This is probably, at least I think it's probably the most quotes I've ever put on a saber. But basically, you can go into the quote player by pointing the saber down and then holding for 2 seconds and let go. Gotta make sure it's aligned perfectly.
All squadrons to me.
There we go. And then you can go through all the quotes. It has like, I think, 30 or so on this one.
Clear out, Gold 2. I'm coming in. Do it now! True virtual power to forward shields.
But yeah. Lock up, just hold and clash. But yeah. Next up.
You're reckless, little one. You never would have made it as Obi-Wan's Padawan. But you might make it as mine.
I also made some custom boot sounds for it. This is the TCW, or first TCW font. He wanted 2 TCW fonts that symbolizes Anakin's season 1 through 2, I guess 1 and 2, plus the movie. And then he wanted also a second TCW sound font that symbolizes Anakin during season 3 through season 5. And so this actual font is Annie 3 by Kyberphonic. This one is the Dodger blue, so not quite my true blue yet. But yeah, you guys are probably familiar with the sound font itself now, but this does use my quotes from BFOB, so a lot of Clone Wars / Battlefront 2 quotes on here.
Enough! Don't test me! You're not gonna like this! I'm getting tired of this! I will stop you! Stay down! Not so smart now, are you? You were warned. All too easy.
Yeah, a lot of quotes on there. This one also has the TCW track on there. Oh. Classic. But yeah, next up.
I understand wanting to walk away from the Order.
This is the TCW 2. This is still Annie 3 by Kyberphonic. This one has different quotes on there. Now, he wanted very specific quotes on this one. I had to go through Season 3 of Clone Wars, and he wanted the one when they're on Mortis. So, I have, I think, was it 30-something quotes just from the Mortis arc. And so you have very dark side kind of Anakin on this one.
I don't care. He's too powerful for Ahsoka. I won't leave her alone. There's no time. It's my fault he took her. I see through your spells and visions, old man. Tell me what is going on here. The Chosen One is a myth. Let them go. I will not play your games. No! Let them go. You will let them go. I've taken your test. Now fulfill your promise and let us go. You think? Replace you. I can't stay here. The Force is out of balance. I have to stop you. I've had enough of your trickery.
This one also has a really unique Force effect on there. Oh. It's when he gets shown the future.
I will not look!
The Force is strong with you.
Anakin, please!
You were my brother, Anakin!
Of the Sith you will.
I hate you! No! No!
So yeah. Next up.
This is where the fun begins.
This is K-Sith's Chosen One. This is the hero version. Now this is going to be my true blue. The last one was Dodger blue. This one is my true blue color. And so, very, very nice. Normal force effects. You've got quotes that basically go through all of the beginning of episode 1, or episode 3, up until not Obi-Wan departs,
Master,
but
General Grievous'
they land
ship
on
is
Coruscant.
directly ahead. The one crawling with vulture droids. This is where the fun begins. I'm gonna go help them out. Missiles, pull up!
But yeah. This one also has a track player on there that has multiple tracks on there. This is the Separatist ship that they're on when they fight Dooku. It's just ambience. You got the battle over Coruscant, Grievous, and back to the end. So yeah.
Is it
Next up.
possible to learn this power?
This is when it gets spicy. So, we have K-Sith's Chosen One again, different boot sound. This is supposed to symbolize the second part of Revenge of the Sith, when he starts getting influence and then turns to the dark side. Now, in the past, there's been a lot of, craze to the bleeding crystal, as seen in the Acolyte, and Fett263's blade style for it is absolutely wonderful. What I haven't seen people do yet is actually make an Anakin sound font that utilizes that bleeding crystal to show the turn of Anakin. So we have the alt font 1, or 0, I should say, as Chosen One Hero, which is what you see, and then when you turn to the dark side, which I've made a custom sound effect for that, when you bleed the crystal, it'll turn into K-Sith's villain, which is the alt font 1. And so, yeah, I'm very pleased with how this turned out. This is probably my favorite thing about this saber, but it's just so immersive and so cool. So you start off with the normal hero. I'm gonna press hard enough on the button. Normal blasters, Normal force effects.
Something's happening. I'm not the Jedi I should be. I want more, and I know I shouldn't.
Now the quotes will remain the same. It's the force effects that change whenever you do the alt font.
I found a way to save you.
So we'll go back into the force effects. And then we're... So, yeah, basically, let's see, blasters, force effects, flashes, blasters don't really change. So basically, when you go into the alt font, you want to hold down the power button and twist. I'll do it here so you can see it a bit better. It's that scene from Clone Wars. I'm sure you guys recognize it, but it's the scene from Clone Wars, and Ahsoka gets the vision of Anakin turning the dark side. It combines the voice acting from Matt Lanter, who does the Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars, and of course Anakin Hayden Christensen in Episode 3. I thought it bridged the two very well for this transition, and now it's really cool. I don't know if you could hear it, but the hum changed as soon as, or not as soon, but like almost halfway through, and it fits so well. And now you have the K-Sith's villain from the Chosen One sound file. Of course, you have Multi-Blast Begin. Oh, if I can do it. Multi-Blast Begin.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
You have Slaughter and Younglings as the blasters. And then, of course, you've got different force effects.
Do what must be done, Lord Vader. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy.
But yeah, and then of course you have a huge track player on this. It has Palpatine's teachings and stuff on there. I believe it's Padme's, the track when Anakin and Padme kind of like look at each other through the Coruscant. Anakin's betrayal. The March on the Temple. More stuff. Anakin's dark deeds. But yeah. And it loops around. But yeah. Next up.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Now this is the same Chosen One hero by K-Sith. This also does the same color changing. Chris had talked to me about possibly doing the color change on this one as well, because he liked the idea of Anakin having a red blade when he fights Obi-Wan. So this will have the same color changing effect slash alt color or alt font on here. So very cool, very nice. It has, of course, quotes and tracks and force effects that follow.
I saw your ship.
So it starts as soon as he sees Padme.
What are you doing out here?
What things?
Obi-Wan is trying to turn you against me. Us. Love won't save you, Padme. Only my new powers can do that. I won't lose you the way I lost my mother. I am becoming more powerful than any Jedi has ever dreamed of. And I'm doing it for you.
You have that conversation going through. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. The boys continue. Oh, Battle of the Heroes. And then the sad scene. And you're back to the beginning. Yeah, next up. So this is DV3 by Kyberphonic, part of his Annie 3-pack. Of course, now, after Anakin versus Obi-Wan, part of the scene in the movie, you now have the briefest scene of Vader ever. And so you have the sound font itself, nothing really changes there. You have quotes, I think it's 5 quotes on here.
Yes, Master. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right? I couldn't. She was alive. I felt it.
Yeah. And you also have 2 tracks, The Rise of the Empire, or I think it's The Rise of the Empire, and then you have Padme's funeral. Yeah. Now, going to the next sound font, instead of continuing Vader's journey like I had mentioned, this one goes to follow the Graflex. So the next sound font is...
What is it? Your father's lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
It's A New Hope Graflex by Kyberphonic. This is the V2 version. Now we're back to Deep Sky Blue and the rotoscoping from the original trilogy. Multi-blast is still on. You have different force effects and quotes on here.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters. This R2 unit has a bad motivator, look! It just isn't fair. Oh, Biggs is right. I'm never gonna get out of here.
I almost forgot to mention that this also features No Sloppy's voice pack for Hayden Christensen's Anakin from episode 3 for the comment folder. So you have battery voltage and volume menu. So battery voltage you want to tap 3 times and then hold for 2 seconds on the 3rd tap.
Battery level, 73%.
Sounds kind of like Anakin. And then for for volume menu, you just want to hold and clash.
Enter volume menu. Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
And then you just click.
Exit volume menu.
And you're good to go. Next up.
I suggest you try it again, Luke. This time, let go your conscious self and act on instinct.
There's A New Hope Training by Kyberphonic. Basically the same font, but different ambient track and different blasters. And quotes, I should say.
But I was going into Toshi Station
that's the
to
same
pick up some
quotes.
power converters.
I'm going to go to the force effect.
It's all a lot of simple tricks and nonsense.
You made a fan. Screaming about the content.
Yeah, it's not wise, you said a Wookiee.
Next up.
Commander Skywalker, do you copy?
Moving forward onto the timeline, this is ESB Graflex V2 by Kyberphonic. This is configured to be a Hoth configuration. Again, has tons of quotes and stuff on there as well. This one has a white buildup and white swing to be reminiscent of the original trilogy a bit more. This does have the true blue color as well. Force effects. That guy's munching. Then you have quotes on there as well.
Echo 3 to Echo 7. Ano, buddy, you read me?
A lot of quotes on there.
Well, I finished my circle. I don't pick up any live readings. Right, I'll see you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long. Steady. Hey, steady, girl. Hey, what's the matter? You smell something?
And of course, know how that goes. So, next up.
Yep, that's it. Dagobah.
This is the same sound font, but configured to be the Empire Strikes Back part. So, the same sound font. I forgot to mention the tracks that were on the previous one, but this one also has a track player on there. This one has 2 tracks in particular, one without Yoda's speech dialogue, and you have another one which sounds very similar, but has Yoda's dialogue on there. Yeah. Different force effects.
Yep, that's it. Dagobah. No, I'm not going to change my mind about this. I'm not picking up any cities or technology. Massive life form readings, though.
Yes, Jedi strength flows from the Force. But beware of the dark side. Anger, fear, aggression. The dark side of the Force are they. Easily very raw. Better to join you in a fight. If once...
Next up.
No. I am your father.
So this is the same sound font, but this is the Bespin or Cloud City version. This one does have the special edition ignitions on there, just to spice it up a bit. Different force effects on there, in quotes.
You'll find I'm full of surprises. I'll never join you! He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No. No. That's not true. That's impossible! No! No!
So I also have several tracks on there. Luke versus Vader. Cloud City ambience. And then when he gets his hand cut off. But yeah. And so that is how the journey, or how Chris wanted the Saber journey to end, which is pretty nice and very suiting in my opinion. But that concludes the update for the Youngling Slayer, installed by Shadowfoil Props, and of course updated by yours truly. I hope Chris really enjoys it. I'm so ecstatic about that, that not dual phase, that bleeding crystal effect. It was wonderful. I absolutely love it. It'll probably be a standard on my Anakin sound fonts now. And of course, actually this whole setup would probably be a good default for my Anakin when I get my Aniflex. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope Chris enjoys the video as well. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.